Hello friends, welcome back to my educational YouTube channel Quest for Knowledge. And today we are going to learn about balancing chemical equation. So, whenever we describe any chemical reaction in a sentence form, that becomes quite long. So, the same reaction can be written in the form of words or word equation. For example, magnesium reacting with oxygen to give magnesium oxide. The same word equation can be written in the form of a formula. Magnesium plus oxygen gives MgO. So, chemical equation is nothing but it is the symbolic representation of any chemical reaction. Here we see that magnesium and oxygen, these are reactants which react to give magnesium oxide, which is the product. Okay, so we see here that reactants are always written on the left hand side and the product or products are written in right hand side. However, we should ensure that the number of atoms in the reactant side or left hand side is equal to the number of atoms in the product or right hand side. In some chemical reaction, the number of atoms in the reactant side is equal to the number of atoms in the product side. In such cases, we say that the chemical equation is balanced. However, in the reaction chemical equation, if it is not balanced or the number of atoms in the reactant side and the number of atoms in the product side is not equal, then it is said to be unbalanced chemical equation. So in such cases, we have to balance the chemical equation. Now we will learn how to balance a chemical equation. Before beginning with balancing any chemical equation, we have to remember that we cannot change the formula of any element or compound. Let us learn how to balance a chemical reaction by taking an example. So, in this example, we see that lead nitrate solution reacting with potassium iodide solution. So, when potassium nitrate solution reacts with potassium iodide solution, then we get potassium nitrate and lead iodide. So, in this reaction, lead iodide actually gives a yellow PPT. Okay. So now let's try to see whether this reaction is balanced or not. So we'll be selecting the compound having most number of atoms. It can be on the reactant side or it can be on the product side. So here you see we have selected lead nitrate. So the number of atoms in lead nitrate. Okay. So we have one atom of lead. On the product side we have one. It is balanced. Next you have NO3, it's twice. So that means you have two nitrogen atoms. over here you have 1, so it is not balanced. Now how can we balance it? Okay, since here the number of nitrogen atoms is 2, so we have to make the number of atoms of nitrogen also 2 over here. So we'll just try by making 2 over here. So when we do write 2 over here, that means we have 2 nitrogen atoms. So the number of nitrogen is balanced. Now moving on to oxygen. You have 6 oxygen atoms, and over here you have 6 oxygen atoms on the product side as well. So the number of oxygen atoms is balanced. Now we have 1 atom of potassium. Over here you have 2. See, over here you have 2 atoms of potassium. So in order to make equal, we are writing it 2 over here. So you have 2 potassium atoms on the reactant side, and you have 2 potassium atoms on the product side. Now you have 2 iodine atoms. Over here you have 1, so you have to balance it. Okay, so by writing it 2 over here, I'll be having 2 iodine atoms on the reactant side, and I'll be having 2 on the product side. So in this way we can balance any unbalanced chemical equation. So we have taken one chemical reaction in which methane, it burns in presence of oxygen to give carbon dioxide and water. Okay. So this is your reactant side, and this is your product side. Okay, so this is your left hand side, this is your right hand side. Now we'll try to see the number of atoms, whether they are equal or not. We have selected this, okay, methane, and in methane you have 1 carbon atom. Over here on the product side you have 1 carbon atom, so it is equal. Moving ahead, you have 4 hydrogen atoms. Over here you have only 2. Okay? You have 2 hydrogen atoms. So in order to make them equal, we are writing 2 over here. So altogether you have now 4 hydrogen atoms on the product side as well. Now we are taking oxygen. So you have 2 atoms of oxygen. Over here you are having 2 plus 2, that is you are having 4 oxygen atoms on the product side. Now we have to make it equal. So in order to make it equal, now I am writing it 2 over here. So this makes you are having now 4 oxygen atoms, and you have 4 oxygen atoms on the product side as well. Now this becomes your balanced chemical equation. There are some chemical reactions which require reaction conditions such as temperature, pressure or catalyst. Such conditions are indicated above or below the arrow in a chemical reaction. So let's try to see this with an example. So I have already balanced this chemical reaction, okay, and we are writing the states, okay. So we have also written the physical states, okay, aqueous, liquid, aqueous, liquid. So this is a balanced chemical equation of photosynthesis, and we all know that for photosynthesis sunlight and chlorophyll are required. So we are writing this above and below the arrow in a chemical equation. So in this way we are writing the complete chemical equation. I hope you have understood how we can balance any chemical equation. So if you have liked it, you click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.